Okay, guys, let's take a moment to be honest. I'm picturing you naked right now is not something that women will simply say out loud. They don't operate that way. However, their body, what did they do? They are always given away by those. The truth is that attraction cannot be expressed verbally. It's subconscious. It's the way she looks at you and stays there. Her body's reactions and fidgeting reveal her thoughts before she has had a chance to understand them. What's the issue? These are indicators that most men overlook. They believe that a woman will either initiate contact or will express it in bold terms. She won't. However, if you know what to search for, you won't ever have to guess again. We're going to dissect the 7 most telling signs that a lady is having fantasies about you today. Some are not overt. Some are so evident that you'll question how you could have missed them. But after you've seen them, you will always see them. Let's get started. The 7th hint is to tilt your head and maintain eye contact. The eyes are the first to be affected. Always. Unless she is feeling something, a woman will not maintain prolonged, intense eye contact. This is basic and not merely a matter of courtesy or chance. A woman's eyes fix on you for a second too long while she is having fantasies about you. Her countenance softens, her pupils enlarge, and, this is the big one, she tilts her head ever so slightly. That tilt, her neck, one of her most exposed and private areas, is shown in that image. It's a subliminal message that I'm available to you. I'd like to experience this. Furthermore, it's about how she looks, not just how she looks. If, while maintaining that gaze, her lips gently part, if she seems to be absorbing you by blinking more slowly, she has a sensation. What if she looks at your lips when you're speaking? That isn't arbitrary. Her brain is flashing an image of her lips on yours at that moment. This is where the majority of men fall short. The moment is lost if you turn your head too quickly. She won't be able to stop thinking about you, though, if you hold it for one more second, just long enough to build that slow-burning tension. What if she turns her head away and then looks back? The game is over. She's doing it to see if you are still locked in. That's her invitation to you. The 6th hint is to run her tongue along her teeth or lick her lips. This one, simple biology. A woman's lips become drier when she is aroused. Why? Because her body is adjusting the flow of blood in anticipation of a more intense event. Her lips plump up, her mouth becomes more sensitive, and she moistens them without even noticing. It's never simply a casual gesture, whether it's a gentle lip lick, a delicate bite on the lower lip, or even dragging her tongue along her front teeth. It's a tell. Consider it. Why do women automatically apply lipstick prior to a date? What makes men crazy about red lips? Because one of the body's most erogenous areas is the lips. It's like a neon sign flashing when a lady bites or licks them while staring at you. She's dreaming. Let's now apply this to a real-world situation. She pauses to draw her lower lip between her teeth for a brief moment when you're in the middle of a conversation, possibly making fun of her. Then she slowly lets it go. That? It's more than just a habit. That is the growing strain. That's what she's thinking. The true test will be whether she maintains eye contact while doing this. What if she later speaks in a slightly softer tone? She was thinking about you all the time. The 5th hint is to take deep breaths and move your chest slowly and noticeably. Attraction is physical as well as mental. Have you ever noticed how a woman's breathing alters when she becomes excited? Deeper, slower, and more obvious. She doesn't have any influence over that. Her neural system is responding to desire in that way. A woman's body needs more oxygen when she is turned on. She has a slightly more pronounced rise and fall in her chest than usual. Her body is reacting if she takes a long breath before responding to you, or if she lets out a slow exhale after laughing. Imagine this. She takes a longer breath than usual, and her chest lifts a little more than usual as you stand nearby, possibly in a darkened pub. Nothing that you said was shocking. It has no justification. Her body is simply reacting and drawing you in without realizing it. The element that most men ignore is that women are aware of how this seems. When their breathing becomes noticeable, they are aware of it. If she moves slightly so you can see her movements more clearly, if she slightly erects her back to highlight it. That is deliberate. She's making an opening there. Reduce the speed if you see this occurring. Match her energy level, lean in a little and speak more softly. What if she begins to mimic your breathing? That's real-time desire synchronization. The fourth hint is to playfully bite her fingernails or fingers. This one is totally missed by most men, and for good reason. It's one of the best indicators. It's not only a harmless habit when a woman looks at you and bites her fingers, plays with her nails, or even puts a fingertip to her lips. A micro-seduction is what it is. It all comes down to releasing stress from the subconscious. She needs a way to release the energy that her body is producing. She thus fidgets, bites, and touches without even recognizing it. It has a sensuous quality. It is feminine. It's also one of the most obvious bodily indicators that she's drawn to you. Imagine this. As you speak, she carefully pushes her fingertip against her lower lip across from you. Perhaps she gives it a quick bite before letting go. Although it's a small movement, it's packed. Due to the lips and fingers, they are among the body's most erogenous and sensitive regions. And when she looks at you and touches them, that is how her mind converts ideas into action. What if she does this while laughing at something you said? That's where it becomes very fascinating. If she listens carefully and bites her fingernail, that's expectation, not just attraction. Her body is testing the waters by imitating a seductive move and sending you a signal that most guys never understand. Moreover, if she repeats it, particularly when you're making eye contact, her hands keep returning to her mouth, that is essentially her body revealing the direction of her thoughts. And that? It is merely the build-up. Though subtle, these first four indicators are quite potent. However, what about the next three? At that point, imagination begins to materialize into action. The instant she begins rearranging her attire, making sexual remarks, or simply gazing at your body. At that point, you may be certain that she is imagining your identical appearance in your undressed state. And the first hint, the biggest clue of all, is that indicator, which most males totally ignore. Keep an eye out. The third hint is to smooth or adjust her clothing, particularly around her neckline or hips. Something is wrong when a lady suddenly becomes overly conscious of her physique. She could have spent the entire day feeling completely at ease in her attire, yet she becomes fidgety the minute she sees a man she likes, adapting, repairing items that aren't in dire need of repair. She gently tugs at the top's collar, tugs at the dress's hem, or smooths the cloth over her hips. She may move her jacket slightly off one shoulder to show off more skin if she is wearing one, so you will notice. And the crucial information. She looks at you when she does this. What causes this to occur? Because the body communicates when attraction increases. The sensitivity of the skin increases. The flow of blood is increased. Suddenly, she's changing her attire to attract your attention and make herself feel attractive in your company without even recognizing it. It's a combination of instinct and nervous energy. Imagine yourself sitting next to her, having a lengthy talk, when she suddenly fixes her top by pulling at the strap. Or even though her dress is just fine, she smooths it with her hands as she runs them down her thighs. That isn't arbitrary. That is how her mind converts attraction into motion. The true telltale is when she smirks, makes eye contact and adjusts something. She's observing to see if you took notice. She wants you to notice, I assure you. The second idea is to use double endearments and light-hearted, helpful remarks. Attraction is one thing, another is flirtation. However, you can tell that a woman's intellect is already there when she begins to experiment with words and test the waters with multiple meanings. Women don't simply express their thoughts openly. Rather, they suggest. They make fun of you. To check if you'll notice, they give you subtle linguistic clues. They use it to determine how far they can push without saying too much. Perhaps she makes a joke about how powerful your hands must be. She may also smirk and remark something along the lines of, "I bet you get into a lot of trouble, don't you?" But with a tone that makes it obvious she isn't referring to real trouble. The important thing to remember is that she's testing, not just flirting, if she's making any light-hearted, slightly provocative remarks while maintaining eye contact. She wants to see if you can pick up on what she's saying and match her energy. And the moment passes if you hesitate or if you don't push it back even a bit. However, what if you tease her in return? If you maintain the tension, will you wait a moment longer than usual before responding? Things change at that point. She recognizes then that you are fully aware of what is taking place, and she wants precisely that. The first hint is to look at your body, particularly your hands, arms, or chest. This is the last clue, the point at which her mind totally fails her, because it's not always clear that women are interested in guys. They are not overt. They accomplish this through eye motions, flickers, and fleeting glances that most men aren't even aware of. However, what if she finds you attractive? Is she seeing things in her head? She'll check. Not in front of you, not in your position, at you. If your sleeves are rolled up, your forearms, your chest, if the clothing is well-fitting, your hands, if she's considering how they may feel against her body. Here's how you can tell for sure. She looks, but as soon as you catch her, she swiftly looks away, because she knows in her heart that she was captured. She is aware that you saw it, though, and that brief instant, the tension is at its highest at that point. What do you do then? You allow the quiet to persist. You give a small smirk, and you observe her response. What if she looks away, smiles, or even bites her lip? That's all. She made that admission without uttering a single word. Guys, these are inbuilt signs of desire, not just coincidences. What if you're seeing multiple people? She's waiting for you to initiate contact. What are you going to do then? If you have already observed these indicators, please leave a remark below. In real time, how many have you captured? We're going to take your game to the next level, so if you want more in-depth analyses of dating psychology, please hit the like button, subscribe, and watch our next video. Until the next time, be mindful, take initiative, and seize the opportunity.